There are three key pillars to the concept of Anna as a character. First being close-up speed. Second being various different 50-50 mix-up situations. And then also the third being her weapon, which changes into different forms. Lovely Tom. And she has some powerful attacks with these. And the mix-ups are what you've probably seen before with Tekken 7. Anna's a character with good choices from the mix-ups.
あとはラブリートムによる、変形式の重火器の攻撃が、今回の特徴みたいですね。
The heavy weapon, Lovely Tom, that changes during fighting. So you can see all the different techniques she has at her disposal.
ニーナと同じアパスト、これが強い。
So like Nina, she also has the uppercut with the straight punch as well, the cross. So you could throw out a few of these quick moves and fish for counter hits. By holding forward during the uppercut cross, you can go into a different stance.
これがハンマーチャンスっていう構えですね。
It's called hammer chance.
こんな感じでいろんな技が出せます。
And you can have other techniques available from the stance.
いけることもできます。
You can also transition to chaos judgment as well. And so she has some of these quick techniques at her disposal, but also some of the more powerful techniques using Lovely Tom to get the advantage on her opponent. And then other mid and low attacks to kind of mix up her opponents and open up defensive players. So you can use cancel some of these strings and go into stances, or she has a special unique mechanic that has like a debuff effect on her opponent. So the kind of drawback of Anna is that she doesn't have any really good low risks moves to throw out there. You have to kind of commit to one of the choices, and if you aren't reading your opponent correctly, then it's tough to give damage to them. So you'll need to crouch to start up some of these things, or start off from a sidestep position. So you really have to look at your opponent's tendencies and judge correctly. She doesn't have as many punishing techniques as other characters, or moves that can kind of change the tide of the battle compared to other characters. So now we'll talk about some of the key techniques you'll want to start off with when you first pick up Anna. First off is forward right punch, which it's a homing attack actually, but it is a high attack. Though when your opponent blocks, it leaves you at a +4 frame advantage. So if your opponent is going for jabs, you can lock them up with this move and continue your attacks. If it does hit, you can. There's also follow-up attacks available. So for people who kind of catch on with that attack, there's some other options that she can use after that.
なんで上段をでしゃがむ相手にはこういうのでヒート発動を狙うと。
So you can use the attack to kind of lock down your opponent, and then when they catch on and start trying to duck, you have this other option which ends in a heat engager.
はい。
That also hits mid if you can.
ガードされても。
Also another note is even if you do use this and your opponent blocks, there's no punish to that. Like her sister, you can go from the uppercut cross into that stance called the hammer chance, in which you have various attacks from that. And so for people who try to interrupt your combination, you can actually choose to follow up with that kick and fish for counter hits. I forgot what the English name is. It's called Mr. Steel in Japanese, but it's Ichiarake. So down back right kick, and you can use that to get into the hammer chance to then pressure opponent with those attacks. If you do catch them with a counter hit on this, there is a guaranteed follow up with LP, left punch. So the high, the mid combination, uppercut cross combinations are the moves you're going to want to look at first. And from Season 2, obviously, you can choose to follow your opponent and then go into a crouching stance, which gives you mix-up options. So those are the techniques you'll want to look out in neutral. So for the mix-ups, Anna's got lots of them. First, you'll be looking at the uppercut cross, and then the down-back right kick he was just talking about. And for crouching, we've got while standing right punch, cold blade, which is starting from a crouching and then down forward and right punch, I believe it is a good mix-up from crouching.
横移動中 RP カオステールですね。こちらが、中段と下段の2択になって
In front from sidestep, you've got both punch buttons giving that mid option, and then
横移動
right punch while sidestepping for that low option. So on normal hit, it's basically zero, plus or minus 0. But if you can counter hit them with that, you'll have plus 14 frames. So if you want to play Anna effectively, you're going to be making a lot of use of these, from crouching mix-ups. So it's pretty easy. You can do mostly jamming on RP, sometimes in the middle of that RP, LP, RP, to do 50 some damage. So for beginners, it's quite easy.
こういう
So for hammer chance, you can go directly into the stance being by inputting forward and left kick at the same time. From hammer chance, if you push left punch, you get that kind of fast activating move that's a heat engager on hit. Also, if you want to go for damage, transition to the stance and then doing RP, LP, RP gives you some nice damage there. Or there's both punches move in that stance. あれなんだっけ、両反応はどういうところだっけ。
ガードさせて有利で削りダメージが取れる。
You can use that option to get plus frames on block, and also doing a little bit of chip damage there.
ハンマーチャンス中のLK かな、LK で下段が取れる。
There's also a left kick option from the hammer chance that's low attack. And you can also choose to go from crouching mix-ups from there because you can return to crouching.
Right.
That said, it is minus 3 on normal hit, so you might want to look for counters to press your advantage. And that's the some of the mix-ups and some of her moves available from the hammer chance stance. There's another stance actually she has if you go into hammer chance, do right punch, called Pleasure Time in Japanese. Sorry, I don't have the English directly in front of me. But you can notice she takes it out, the weapon out, Lovely Tom, as a bazooka. You can choose to have a piercing ammo. Or with left punch, you can. It has a debuff effect on hit of your opponent, even on block. First time we've done this in Tekken, but you can see the effect was on the character, kind of a rough, purple outline. And then if you look at the character icon on the top right of the screen, you'll also see this notifies of being in that debuff state. So what is it? Okay, let's talk about it. In that state, your opponent will take chip damage from any attack, not just the ones normally set to do that. So Anna's not in the heat state, but you can see the recoverable gauge being induced. So if you're the opponent, how do you remedy that? So now when the opponent is in the debuff state, if the opponent attacks Anna, then the effect is removed. So not on block, you have to actually hit her. So what happens is when you have your opponent in the debuff state, you know that they're going to try to remove that state by doing quick attacks. If that's a low, then you can go into Chaos Judgment. If you think they're going to do a jab, then you have your other options that you would do from crouching, etc. And there's an option in practice to set this on the debuff state, so you can practice different setups. And so this actual mechanic is something unique to Anna, so none of the other characters have it. So next, let's go into the heat description. So one of the aspects of Anna when she's in the heat state is it's easier to inflict that debuff effect on your opponent.
これですね、この
So up forward, left kick to left punch. So if you can touch your opponent with it, then you can apply that debuff effect to them.
はい。
It's slow, but it's plus 4 on block, so you can continue your offense. Another is more powered up attacks using Lovely Tom, where the damage increases. So start off from not heat, so you can have a comparison. So for example, the slash kick with a left kick and then right punch following it, that's the normal attack for her. And during heat,
撃つ弾の数が増えます。
you can see like her sister, her attacks from the firearm increase during the heat state. But when blocked, there's no opponent punishes or anything, so you're okay with that. なんか結構チャット欄がうわー、オーマイガードって言ってるけど、でもこれヒット強化中だからね。
あんまヒート時のみです。あと横にそんな強くないので。
So, obviously it is during the heat state, so people are freaking out in chat, please keep that in mind. And Nakatsu mentioned it is a bit weak to sidestepping as well, so you have options.
このスライディング、これはできると思います。
Also, you can low pair that, obviously. And so she has better mix-up options during heat as well to open up opponents.
例えば、このコールドブレード、これが強力になりますね。
For example, Cold Blade, that while crouching down forward right punch.
普段のコールドブレードがこう。
So that's the normal one. And during the heat state, if you do input the move but then follow it up with the left punch, it's a 2-hit.
例えばこういうところからコールドブレードやるとバックダッシュで避けられたりするときに
So for example, if your opponent tries to evade from with back dashes, you can actually follow them with that second hit, and it does a little bit of damage. Next up, we're going to look at mix-up options for mid. So while crouching, then you put 3LP.
5LP.
So down forward left punch. It's normally a heat engager. So since it is a heat engager, during the heat state, you can choose to do the heat dash. So you can follow up your mid attacks to chase down your opponent. So you can hit them with low attacks, or then if they're just crouching, then you can choose to follow up with the mid. And so she gets a little bit better with her mix-ups during the heat state. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Next, about the heat smash, to show off some things.
アンナのヒットスマッシュ、こちら、From Air with Love っていう。
So the heat smash is a 13 frame startup mid
初めになります。
with crouch status, and it induces wall splat. So even if it's a hard wall break, she can break the wall with one hit and debuffs the opponent. And since in season 2, characters can now perform the heat smash during their
ごめん
stances,
なさい、僕間違えました。
Anna can do the heat smash during the hammer
あと
chance, and also during the Chaos Judgment.
ただし、
Chaos Judgment. But not during the pleasure time. Sorry, I don't know if that's the English name or not. Because she's, kneeling down with the bazooka and readying to
まだ
fire,
出せ
so
ないです。
you can't perform a heat smash on that move.
こんな感じで、
Since it has that crouching status, obviously, when opponents trying to interrupt your string with a jab, you can go into the hammer chance from the uppercut straight, the cross straight into hammer chance, and then do the heat smash to go under their jab.
こんな感じで。
So Anna's heat smash is quite useful. Also, the various different tools she has from crouching stance and the crouch status moves might give you some ideas of what to try when you pick up the character. She seems quite strong from what you've been talking about so far. What's her weaknesses? And Nakatsu just mentioned that not many low risk pokes from the low attacks, and then also not a good variety of punishers that many characters have, and also not very suited to defensive players. So if that's your thing, this is not a character that suits your style, perhaps. And also there's one step added to the process when you want to mix up your opponent a lot of times, because you have to go to the side and sidestep first, or to crouch first, or something like that. Your opponent, if they know Anna, then they can see things like a sidestep or a crouch and kind of have a good idea of what you're trying to do. Also, not having very good punishment techniques is going to make it difficult. So that's an overview of Anna coming next week. So hopefully that'll give you a few ideas to check out when you pick up the character next week. Like all the other characters, look into the move list for some tips as well.
毒状態と
はい。
ヒートの削りかぶるかチェックしといた方がいいと思う。
そうですね。ちょっと自分もそれ見てきてなかったので、こんな感じで。
システム上そうならないはずなんだ。
うん。
なんかなってるように見えたり
なんか定山かかってたような気がするけど、ちょっと今
ねちょっと
正確じゃないんで
ちょっ
使えなくて
と最後の
ごめんなさい
挑戦の時に見ようか。
はいという感じで、配信されたらいろいろ参考にしつつ遊んでください。
Yep, so we hope that we've given you guys a few ideas for when she's released next week.
はい。